Everything is difficult before it's easy. Welcome back to my channel where we're focused on cryptocurrency and making money by buying low, selling high, but also shorting the market. And this is part 5 of a 10-part series where we're going to look at some time targets over the coming weeks where Bitcoin is very likely to make a low that's probably going to last a long while before the price surges above 25,000, 30,000 with high probability. Now, just to summarize, we've said in the first 4 parts that Bitcoin has been pretty much down since November 2021, but this low of 15,500 is likely to hold. We've had this recent impulsive 5-wave move to the upside, and we are due a correction, and it looks like we've got the first leg of the correction, but the correction is unlikely to be over because we haven't hit the minimum price target. But there are also time targets. The time it takes for a healthy, typical correction, we can actually measure using something called Fibonacci Ratios, and they're really reliable. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, we did it on the macro with the Bitcoin price looking to go towards 50,000 over the coming months. But we can also do it on the intermediate, looking at the immediate time frame right now. So we're going to use a tool called Trend-Based Fib Time on TradingView. We're going to take this low to this high. And there's 3 ratios, but there's 2 in particular we want to pay attention to. The first is this one over here, the green line. It's the 38.2%. It's a particular Fibonacci ratio. And the 62% is also a very key Fibonacci ratio. And we've basically just measured how long has it taken to form this impulsive wave structure. And typically, these 2 ratios are the typical minimum time that it should take for a correction to unfold. And what we can see clearly with Bitcoin, and hopefully you can see it clearly, even if I zoom in a bit more like so, is first of all, we have not hit the minimum price of 20,000, around 20,500, and we have not hit the minimum time. So let's look at the dates. What are the dates? It's the 20th of March till the 3rd of April. So it gives us a feel that we're probably 2, 3, 4 weeks on sideways to down. And typically, more often than not, a correction occurs in 3 waves. So I wouldn't be overly surprised if there's some upward movement, but then anticipate that this high is unlikely, not impossible, unlikely to get exceeded, followed by another leg to the downside. And that gives us a key information because if this occurs, we want to be on high alert to look for the low and look for buying opportunities, and the market is likely to surge with the continuation of the former trend. Right? That's most common and most typical. Also, I just want to bring to your attention the momentum position. We should find, like we saw over here, these 2 lines where the blue line went over the red and it coincided with this low over here before this surge. We're probably going to see something similar over the coming weeks where the momentum is likely to be in this zone over here. This dashboard will give us valuable insights as well. And then if that all coincides, I'm going to draw a nice box over here with this price and time zone. All of a sudden, we have a very typical high probability price and time range that Bitcoin is likely to hold. And if it does, if we got momentum, pattern, price, and time telling us the same thing, more often than not, it will unfold as we anticipate. So if you want to get timely, more detailed Bitcoin reports, especially as it happens, make sure you're taking advantage of my free Bitcoin report. It's a video report and it's timely. We normally do it at least once a week, give or take. It's depending on when that key information is. We have the Fed announcement on the 24th of March. Reversals with Bitcoin and other markets tend to occur during the Fed announcement or around that time. So that's all coinciding. It's almost like the perfect storm. And we want to be prepared on what action that we should be taking. Right, let's finish today on a quote from Socrates. We're doing 10 quotes from Socrates on this 10-part series. And Socrates says the following: strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. And weak minds discuss people. Now, we want to discuss these ideas as strong minds. and what is the theory on what Bitcoin is likely to do. Because there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of FOMO based around events and based around people and what people think. Now, if we can just look at what is the technicals, because what most people don't realize is that the fundamental information around Bitcoin with news, with price, with on-chain data, with users, with institutional regulation and so on and so forth, it's all baked into the current price. So it's almost like the price itself is the purest information that tells us the most, and we can make our decisions based on that. So join me tomorrow where we're going to go into a bit more detail. What we're doing tomorrow? Tomorrow we are doing the next price targets. Now, we did the macro price targets in, I think it was part 3. In part 6, we're going to go into detailed price targets based on the recent run that we've had from 15,000 to 25,000. We're going to anticipate where the correction is very likely to end, and then we can make some forecasted predictions of what is very likely to occur Bitcoin as a minimum and high probability. So join me for the next part, and I'll see you there.